Regardless of your current skill level, you will learn something from one of these secret tips that will help you win more games. So let's get into it. This passing tip will change your life once you understand it. We're looking for our outside wide receiver right here, and we get picked off underneath by Will Johnson. This route is open though. We can throw this, but you just can't throw it normally, right? A lot of people would try bullet passing, or maybe you want to try a lob pass right there. Well, a lob pass just takes too long to get there. But watch what happens right here if I do almost everything exactly the same. Just this time, we're going to get into a spot where Will Johnson actually can't make a play on it. Now, he knocks it out, but he's not able to actually get his hands on the ball. Watch it this time. Let's go back to it again. This time, we actually are able to catch it. What are we doing that's different? We are highballing. This is one of the most underused things in the game every single year, and it's a massive, massive, massive difference. See, again, he's not able to make a play on this ball. To highball, all we want to do is hold the left bumper or L1 on PlayStation. With a high ball, I like to do a bullet pass as well. Keep in mind, you can do this on revamped, or you can do this on placement and accuracy. I prefer placement and accuracy for it, but you can do it on either of those settings. Now, with high balling, you gotta keep in mind, it could be inaccurate, or you might just get a little bit worse of an animation that drives you out of bounds. But notice, he has not made a play on this ball yet. Whereas here, I'm gonna go back to the normal bullet pass, and he's picking that ball off. By the way, we are on Heisman difficulty. We are using TCU against the best corner in the game. Highballing makes all of the difference in the world. Now, if you're wondering when should you be highballing, it's a great question. That's what you should be wondering right here. It's really whenever you have a wide receiver or a defender right underneath a receiver, okay? So another example might be, let's look for our Y receiver right here on this cross. He's gonna have some linebackers underneath him. Well, if we just throw this, like we could throw that, right? But those linebackers underneath it make it a little scary. So instead, let's actually highball him, right? Because now we're able to put him in. Those linebackers can't make a single thing on him right now, right? They can't make a play on him at all. So let's go back to it here. This is no highball, right? That's, again, you could throw that. Like, we're actually able to throw it here, but that's a scarier throw, right? Why would you want to do that when you could get the ball up high and those linebackers have no chance of making the play? See what I'm saying? Just because you're over top of them and you're highballing it, they can't do anything. This is one of the most underused things in the game. Let's go highball again right here. You have people underneath. You want to highball. You don't want to touch pass. You don't want to lob pass. This is how the best passers in the world are able to fit the ball into super, super, super tight windows consistently and avoid interceptions, which will lose you games. Learn how to highball. Practice highballing, and I promise you, once you're good at it, you're going to be a much, 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 much better passer. If you've gotten any kind of value from this video so far, consider doing me a massive favor and hitting the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers. We've been doing this for years now, man, and I'm excited. We're getting so close to it. So again, only if we provide actual value to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's seriously helping me out. And now let's get back to the video. Okay, so you've probably played somebody online doing something like this, or this is you, where they just roll out with their quarterback every play, throw corner routes, throw it across their body. Really, really annoying, especially with a fast quarterback, right? So the counter to this, a lot of people already know. It's simple. All you want to do on defense is press RB or R1. That's going to bring up this screen. And then press RB or R1 again, and you're going to get quarterback contains from your outside pass rushers. You can see these angles right here from both of our defensive ends. This is going to keep us in the pocket, at least for the most part. You see right there, as long as that defensive end's an athlete, you just can't really outrun him at all. And if you sit in the pocket, you kind of see how these guys keep their outside shoulders free. Very, very tough. And then you get interior pressure. You probably think you just can't roll out anymore. Cool. Well, here is a counter to the quarterback contain. And by the way, I'll show you the counter to the counter as well. What we want to do here, if we know our defender is containing us consistently, we want to roll out. We're going to hold left bumper. We're going to go down on the right stick. That's going to activate our double team pass protection. And then from here, we don't have to touch anything. But we have this plus icon, right? See it? That means the guy who we're double teaming. Well, we want to double team the defensive end on the outside. Because from here, think about what's going to happen here. We're double teaming him. Can he stay in a contain if he's double teaming? No, it's much harder. Notice how there we're able to roll out a little bit, right? Now, he could shed to the outside, and he frequently will, especially like a good defensive end like we're going up against here. But he's not going to get that same crazy contain angle that he was getting before. Again, there's a massive difference between that and the contain that he was getting the previous couple of plays, right? We go to contain right here. This is no double team. Notice the massive difference. Like, that's massive, right? So simply by double teaming the end guy in the line of scrimmage, if we know they're containing, we can stop the contain, or at least slow that contain down, especially if you have a faster quarterback. Even that one, which was a pretty good, by the way, I'm on Heisman making that throw. That's crazy. But like if we have a faster quarterback like Michigan's Orgy, we could be able to get outside of them. Now, there is a shed that can happen, but it's not the same contain that can happen consistently, right? Let's go here. Let's roll out. This time we're actually able to get easily outside of them and make this throw. So what's the counter to this then? Well, the counter to this is simply helping him get a better shed. So one, you want an athlete in this position, which Sawyer is. But two, if you know they're trying to roll out consistently and they're rolling out on your contain, you actually want to get leverage. So let's actually spread our defensive line here. Look how far out he is. Even if he gets double teamed right here, which he is, it's going to be very hard for him not to shed outside immediately, right? It's just like where he is. So that is a counter to the counter. I've showed you guys 2 counters in this one tip. And this is going to be massive for anybody who likes to roll out stuff like that. You see right here, again, immediately being able to shed to the outside and simple, right? Whereas if you had him, let's say you had him all the way in here, right? And then he's in a contain. Well, he's going to really struggle being all the way in there. Actually, well, as he moved, we got off him as he moved out. But, like, you can imagine how if he's moved all the way inside, he's going to really struggle being in contain. So a lot of people don't realize how much leverage actually plays a massive factor in all of this, right? You see right here, able to easily get outside him. And this time we're throwing across our body like an idiot. And then we're going to hurdle. Because why not? Isaiah Bond is an absolute dog. Yeah, easy count. Make sure if you want to roll out, double team the contain. If you want to not get roll out on, and they're doing that, spread your defensive ends out, and it's going to be a lot harder to get outside them if they start out wider, right? Massive new feature that I think goes criminally underrated is that we can set our audibles in practice mode, and they save going into games. That works for cut, that works for dynasty, it works for Road to College Football Playoff, whatever it is. So right here, if we're in our play call screen, and we tap the left trigger, you will see we bring up our audible screen. These are the 4 stock audibles that come with any formation. Now, typically, you'd have to set these before every single game on like your first play, basically. But now, let's say we want to put deep choice here. Let's go inside zone. Let's replace inside zone with read option. But then let's go over to wide bunch. And let's say we want to go inside zone. And I actually want the RPO trap alert screen. And then instead of all go, I actually want all curl. Sure, why not? This will transfer over to a game. I'm going to show you why this is actually really useful. So here we are at the line of scrimmage, and we don't even have to set our audibles. We have access to all the ones that we want. As you can see here, the gun wide bunch, we have the different ones. And in an offense like Tennessee, where we go no huddle a ton, this is actually even more useful. So let's go here. Let's pick up our nice gain of 9, 10, whatever it was. We're going to go no huddle. And then, let's say now, I just want to go immediately to the wide bunch. Now, this setting your audibles will allow you to have access to all the best plays in your playbook, while allowing you to also not have to set them every single game. You just set them once, right? That is wonderful. Now we're going back here. And you don't have to do this from no huddle, by the way. But let's say, for example, now, let's say this was another example of a play I wanted to call really badly, right? Let's say this is another one of my really good plays. Let's go to this. Now we have instant access to it. Go post route. Ugh. Oh, we dropped it. That was an example of another video, though, the click on ad catch. Really, really, really good. Setting your audibles seriously can help optimize your play calls, which will help you score more touchdowns, which means you win more. Set your audibles. Now, let's say you're in this situation in the red zone, right? And you know your opponent is probably going to be passing. They're around what I call the high red zone in College Football 25 is like the 12 to the 5. That's really where you start feeling the effects of the shortened field in the video game. Not totally similar, not totally exactly the same as real life. I'm a huge advocate, for the most part, to call cover 3. I think cover 3 is a very good base defense for most people. I don't think it's good in the red zone at all because it's very easy to attack the seams. And if we just look at cover 3 right here, we only have 2 people defending the short middle of the field. So route combos like this in cover 3 get open really, really easily. Where we do something like this, hit this in route in that seam area, wide open, just hold on to the ball. It's going to be a touchdown, right? Everyone can see that. Now, your solution might be, okay, Civ Dog, I actually love cover 4 in this situation. And I think cover 4 is not a bad option. I've called cover 4 a lot in this situation, but I'll show you why I don't love it. Because, again, at most, we'll only have 2 people protecting the middle of the field, which is where a lot of people will just close their eyes and throw the ball. So we go to a route combo, again, like this. Let's bring this in route down just a tad. We go to route combo like this. Again, you're getting that same kind of seam area of the field open. They could flood the entire middle of the field as well. Just a lot of things they could do here that makes it hard to be in cover 4, right? Boom, tagging that seam yet again. You might be saying, okay, well, I actually will take these guys and put them into vert hooks, right? I'll put these safeties into hook curls. That's why I'm different. The issue I run into with this, and this can be a good adjustment, is that it can leave this open, right? You can get above them. What I like to do in the red zone, especially in the high red zone where I know they're going to be passing the ball, is go Tampa 2 or cover 2. They're going to play essentially the same for us, okay? Let's go to an offensive play, and let's call Tampa 2 right here. Now, coach adjustments-wise, as a very basic, just general guideline, you can go totally default on all of our zone drops. Then we're going to look like this right here. The reason I like this so much is that we are blanketing the middle of the field, which is where a lot of people easily will throw the ball. Let's run a route combo like this right here, which we ran earlier. Now we go to throw this. It's going to get picked off. Could easily get played. Okay? Let's say we want to throw the seam like we did here, like we did previously. We're just go right up that seam. Right, we're in trips. Hut, snap, throw the seam. High ball. Not able to throw that either. Okay? What if I tried going Texas route, backside in, something like this, right? Just something crazy. Well, this is also going to get blanketed. You might be able to get underneath. Right? You might be able to do that. That's just a hook zone. Like, that's where your user should be relatively. But you're not able to attack the middle of the field very well. Let's go here. Bang. This becomes an incredibly tough throw, especially with the vert hooks there and your user in that area as well. The biggest area that you have to worry about with the cover 2 is the sidelines. This, though, is going to be the toughest throw to make as we go up top right here, and we're actually not able to fit it in that time. You could. I've seen it get fit in. It was right there. We're not able to. Cover 2, Tampa 2, whatever you want it. In this case, it's going to play identical. This is what you want to be doing when you're in these high red zone situations and make them have to check down underneath. And then if you wanted to, you could also put a hard flat out there. You get a little bit of adjusty if you so choose. But you add this in with a quarterback contain, press right bumper, R1, R1 on PlayStation. Now we're going to keep the quarterback in the pocket. They can't do much. They have to kind of attack a very specific area of the field. And it's just like, if that's what the throws, if that's the type of throw they have to make in traffic, diving catch to be able to score on us consistently in the red zone, hell, like, heck yeah. That's a football play, brother. Like, great play offense. But we're going to make it very, very tough just by sitting in a very basic Tampa 2, cover 2 style of defense. Here's the situation, right? Your opponent's running the ball on you. You got to stop the run. Let's say it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, whatever it is. And you just know he's just pounding that rock on you, right? You're playing Michigan. This is one of the most underused and unknown things in college football 25. Now, right now, we're in cover 4. If we hold right trigger and B or X, you can see the run fits. You'll see in cover 4, our outside corners are not in run fits, okay? Cool. Whatever. Who cares? You'll see they're in outside deep zones as well. Watch what my outside corner does on the right. You're going to see he's going to backpedal, right? Then he comes down and makes the play. We spin him out because we're just an absolute dog. What if, though, if he's going to play, why did he backpedal? Let's just figure that out. Why did he backpedal? Because he's in a deep zone, right? That's why he backpedaled. What if he was in a hard flat? What would he do then? Let's see. That time, he actually widened all the way out, and he actually played like a contain. Like, he actually kicked that run all the way in, right? That is massive. That right there is absolutely massive. The point we're making here, the easy thing to take away from this, is that deep zones, if you put them in different coverage assignments, they'll play against the run differently. And I can prove this to you. Let's go to Tampa 2. Let's look at my deep safeties. Tampa 2 safeties never play the run. We look here, run fits, never do. Again, that's right trigger, hold X, B. I don't think you do this in-game, but in practice mode you could. Let's look at this. Let's watch my top safety on the right. He backpedals. Why did he backpedal? He's in a deep half. He's playing pass run, right? So he's going to play pass first. This time, though, let's put him at a deep middle third. Oh, actually, let's audible Tampa 2. Let's put him at deep middle third. Let's see what he does, right? Now he backpedals into the middle. Why? He's in a deep middle third. Duh. What about this time, though? We have to stop the run. We're on 3rd and 2. We're going to put him in a hard flat. Okay? Now you're going to see him come all the way down. Now, he's actually playing pass first. It's just his pass assignment is the hard flat, so he's coming down super hard. Point we're making here is that when you have to sell it to stop the run, one of the best things you could do is actually take your deep zones, guys who aren't playing in the run fits. In cover 4, it's going to be your outside corners. In cover 2, it's going to be your high safeties. In cover 3, it's going to be your high corners and your singular high safety. Super pro tip. In cover 3, if you're going to do this, I like to user this guy, and then we can even hard flat both our outside corners. Again, like this, I wouldn't super recommend doing this unless you are super selling out for the run. But there are situations where you know you're going up against a run play. So from here, look who made the play on the outside. The outside corner did. He came down hard and set the edge. Whereas if we do that same thing again. Same thing again. Outside corner, backpedal first. You can still play good run defense like this, but you're just getting another hat away from the ball carrier. Whereas if you hard flat him, or if you quad flatted him if you wanted to, if you even manned him up, let's man this guy up. Let's man up the tight end. Now he's coming down. You see he actually sucks up a block, gets another one of our men free, able to make a tackle. One of the easiest things you can do when you have to sell out for the run is get your deep zones involved in the run, because 4th and 1, why would we keep this guy in the deep blue? If you know they're running, right? You could. Now, could they get you and pass over the top for a one-play touchdown? Sure. That's where your user gets a chance to recover, right? Your user has to be paying attention to that to recover to defend where he's leaving from. And that's just football, right? Like, that's just chess. Good for them if they call a great play. I'm serious. This is something that has saved me numerous times, is getting the extra guy. Because even right there, the outside corner pushes that run back inside to where my user can make the tackle. Massive stuff run defense-wise. So if you ever watch college football or the NFL on TV, you'll hear the term complementary football thrown around a ton. And this is where the 3 phases all help each other out, right? Special teams helps out the defense, the offense helps out the special teams, the defense helps out the offense, etc., etc. You get the idea, right? This is massive for actually winning games. Now, a lot of people don't do this in college football 25, and this is actually a massive difference maker, especially in close games. So, what you don't want to do on the kickoff team is pretty much what I just did, is just kick it deep. This results, in my experience, in a lot of busted coverages and a lot of busted kickoff returns where they just get a lot of yards out of it. Instead, what I like to do, and this is what has had me have a lot of success on kickoffs of setting up my defense for success, is choose kickoff left, all right? From here, you know, someone else will be choosing this, but we'll just go return left. We want to point our left stick all the way to the left, and then we just want to get a deep kick to the left, okay? Now from here, we're going to wait a second, then tap B and loop one of our guys outside, then try to loop the other one inside. What we're trying to do here is create a funnel that they have to return into where our kickoff team can just converge on them, okay? So let's see this again right here. We're going to click, loop this guy out, loop this guy in, see if he comes free, and we're going to create an easy funnel, okay? We're looping 2 guys, one out, one in. We're playing contain guys, basically. We're just making our guys contain. Doing this, we'll typically tackle them before the 25, and we'll almost always, unless they break a lot of tackles, make sure that they are unable to get a kick return touchdown, okay? And by doing that, you're going to set your defense up for success. Your defense can then set up your offense for success with short field position, and you're going to help yourself win a lot of close games. This special team seriously makes a massive difference. See right there, we tackled them at the 12 or so. So instead of them getting a return to the 25, you're doing that. Now you could, if you have a big leg kicker, you could go for the touchback. But I actually like this because you see how well this is working. Getting them at the 15, the 12, the 20 consistently. This is massive. And if you got value from this video and you want to deep dive full offensive and defensive schemes that are designed to help you win more games, regardless of what game mode you're playing or what your current skill level is, you got to check out my website, civil.gg, which is linked in the top of the description. You can join over 1,000 active members, 96% of which say they've won more games since joining. And by using code CIVIL30, you'll unlock everything we're doing on the site for 30% off. This includes entire offensive and defensive schemes designed to help you win more games.